up with some amazingly talented people, great singers, who don't get the opportunities to be singing that kind of way, and yet, you know, we're being fair.
You see people like people like that. I mean, me and Biggins can't play. We were in the Big Brother house together.
Oh, yes, you were.
Yeah, except he got thrown out and I didn't. So, but
I remember that.
yeah. But there is.
But that was quite unfair, I thought, when Biggins got thrown out.
Well, it was proven to be unfair.
And he's a lovely chap.
Because he's not homophobic.
They thought he was going to win it. That's why they got rid of him.
Well, he won the job, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's such an adorable character.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, hang on. Lizzie wouldn't do Big Brother because it's not on. Lizzie is waiting for Love Island. So
The
when
oldies.
The gentleman should do the celebrity.
they should do an older Love Island because I'd be great on it. You'd be good on it. Bobby can come
I
on.
can on you.
I'm married.
I don't have sex on TV. I don't have sex on TV.
Well, you don't have to.
It's very liberating. Yeah.
Well, we're doing that on the show in a couple of weeks.
Oh, are we?
Well, not we, but
Have you not
you know.
told you?
No. That wasn't a good contract, was it?
You should tell
Well,
me.
we have got a couple of people coming on the show in a bit who do it on TV.
Oh my goodness, what? Show their bits.
They show their bit.
Anyway, so we're,
I'm interested.
because we're going to,
Stick around, Bobby.
really, you weren't that interested in the special guest we had last week, were you?
Well, no, I wasn't, because there was a lady that came and found she was married to a cat, a three-legged cat, which then happened to go missing. The cat went missing, scratched the poor fellow centre, bit him, had to get a jag off,
He's not on tonight.
He is.
and it made the press.
Well, what do you know?
And
You married a three-legged cat.
James stormed out
Well,
the studio.
she conned her way in the end. I said to the guys,
Oh, it was.
get rid of her now. And they, we can't get rid of her. So I said, well, I'll go then. And then let you get rid of her.
Everyone left.
You got rid of her.
Came
So,
back. It's like revolving door.
so I'm not, and it was all about climate change and all of that stuff. It's going to be hot on Tuesday.
No.
Okay?
Wait, that's right.
Apparently,
Nobody told me.
50% chance. it's gonna
Red alert.
But you know, everybody goes on about this net zero and everything else, and I just have to say that the climate change, it's always changed. It will always change. And there are scientists who say, well, of course, one of the reasons is that we are in an elliptical, is that the right word? You've got very long hair growing out of your
I've just
nose.
noticed.
An elliptical, whatever that's yeah. And we, at certain times of history, we get closer and closer to the sun.
Yeah, we're going closer to the sun.
Yeah, and this planet
is going to get
warms
hot. We're getting closer
Just
to the
put
sun.
some factor 50 on where it happens in some water.
But the climate's always been changing. I mean, when you look at old black and white movies from the 50s, you know, and you see all the smog in London and all of that. I mean,
You wouldn't want to be there then. No,
absolutely.
I mean, the other thing is, of course, we need to look after the planet. Of course we do. We need to stop polluting the oceans. Absolutely. But this whole thing driving us to net zero and everything else in this country isn't going to make any difference at all. Whilst they continue to knock down the rainforest, and they're not
Well,
going to
India and China and America aren't bothering with it all.
No. And so, if you want to be leader of the Conservative Party, if you want to be Prime Minister of this country, the first thing you do is get rid of all the taxes we are now actually sinking under, because you are having this imaginary thing about green issues.
Yeah, 25%, isn't it? So,
And stop building on floodplains, improve the way we build homes. There are all kinds of things we can do for the future for mankind to survive. But eventually we won't, because eventually we will evolve ourselves out of existence, which what happens to
or move planet, one or t'other.
Yeah, we might move planet.
well, that's a cheery thought to take into the night with you.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment it's great and it's going to be really warm.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. But listen, if you're as old as me, I nearly said Bobby, right?
Well, listen,
Don't say me.
well, almost, because I'm
What year were you born?
54. I'm 68.
That's 23
I was
years.
born in 51.
Oh, wow.
You're okay.
Some very good people born in the 50s.
Yeah,
Not
and
myself.
Christopher. Yeah. We're going to keep you on to the end of this hour. Is that okay? You know?
Yeah,
Do you
sure.
mind sitting next to her for a few
He's
minutes?
adoring it, aren't you?
I am. Well, listen, you could change my entire way of life.
There you go.
That'll make the papers. Definitely. I mean, Lizzie Cody on the James Wells Show on
Bobby's
Talk
got a
TV finds that Bobby has a crush on her. Yeah, very good evening. Welcome back to the James Whale Show. Unleashed tonight. Never mind about uncensored. We're unleashed. If you're easily offended, then bug off, because this will not be the program for you. I have had a few walkouts on the show, but don't expect. And so I must apologise profusely, but we've had so many requests to show this clip, including from Hungary. I thought we would. So here we are. You can fill your boots and it will never be seen again. No, now I've had enough. You don't. No, I've had enough. No, I have had enough. I have had enough. You're in here under false. You shush. You're in here under false pretenses. You've made up a story to get on the air. I have now had enough of you. I've had enough of you, and you need to be treated like this by the media because you're a pain in the backside. You're not even really in any charge of you. You don't know what you're talking about. You've got some stupid. Can you come and remove this guest, please, now? No, we can't keep her for another 10 minutes. I don't have the patience to keep her for another 10 minutes. I'm not aggressive. I've got more important things to do.
I think about people's lives.
Oh, for goodness sake. If you're not taking her, I'm going. Because I've had enough, to be honest. And I'm serious about this, guys.
Okay, that's fine.
Get rid of
You told her.
And, you know, to be quite honest, the woman got in here under false pretenses saying she married her cat. And,
Three-legged.
yeah. And there was no marriage certificate. Nothing. So I had a word with the researcher.
Well, she said the name of the cat was Elvis, and then we found out the cat's name was India.
Yeah.
So that always raises.
Anyway, I'm so, you know.
It had four legs and it had
And
three.
she was one of these climate people who wanted to come in and tell me that we're all going to die because it's getting too hot, which we should look after. Yeah, but listen, don't worry about us in this country. You sort out the other big nations on the planet.
Well, this country's going to benefit from
Yeah, we'll be doing holidays. Come to Britain for your holidays. Now, Lizzie has got something to say. And if it's anything about Meghan Markle, you will be going.
Oh.
So that's it, okay? You know?
He loves me. He won't let me be thrown out of the
I will
studio.
be your protector.
Thank
Not
you,
what he said
Bobby.
when Biggins was in there. So, yeah, what is this? Look, you've written
Yes.
it down.
I'm very organised.
Hang on,
Well
look,
done.
just
breaking news jingle.
Yeah, here we go. Cue Lizzie.
Well, I'm here today to tell you that I will be running as the future next Prime Minister.
Good for you.
I will tell you and my manifesto, which has lots of men and lots of festies. Right, we'll start off. We're all worried about inflation, okay? So I mean, nothing beyond the double D is acceptable. But I'm going to start off to keep inflation down. I'm going to say no more silicons and padded bras. We've got to keep inflation down. And we're all worried about
A double
tax. Aren't we? Lower taxes. Lower taxes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to lower taxes. I mean, they're difficult to get in with these hills, so make them lower. Get it? And we're going on big green issues, Bobby. We're concerned. Yes. And we are very worried about green issues. And I wore a green dress to the premiere the other night, and surprisingly, it went very well. So let's keep on with the green issues. And more importantly, can I say, education. Education, education. And I'm putting more money into a new topic in universities, how to become away. It's going to be fantastic. And we're going to put more money into the youth of today. All your dinners free to take out any cougars. I thought that's a great one. Do you like that? And we like sustainability.
Yes.
So I'm going to wear a dress more than once. How about
Fantastic.
that? Are we happy? Are we enjoying
Yeah,
it?
man.
And I can guarantee the treasury chest will be overflowing with me in charge.
Well, you got my vote.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've got Bobby. I'm talking about Bobbies. More Bobbies on the street. I think we should have more, please.
I
Or
think
Bobby Precious.
But ones with big button. Big.
Ah, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, that's my manifesto.
That's a good
And
one.
it's a very good one. I think we could
Better
be
than the others.
Liz Truss or Tom Tudor. What do you reckon?
But I won't have you be rude about Tom.
No, I love Tom.
Although I have to say, I don't think Tom will win it, but
Yeah, I did. It was very
I
good.
was slightly embarrassed.
Oh, were you?
I have to be honest, as a serious news journalist, I was slightly embarrassed.
What?
But you're worried about inflation. It's going up to
I am
Sort
worried
it all
about
out.
inflation.
Sort it all out.
But inflation can be sorted out much more easily than that.
Oh, well, you've been listening to Rishi.
No, inflation can be sorted out. In fact, inflation is actually not as bad as they thought it was.
We need a bit of deflation.
But you're not ever going to be. Why have you done that?
Because I want to have a go at being Prime Minister.
Yeah, but you've got to be.
Everyone
You
should
have
have
to
a
be
go.
likeable.
Everyone should
And
have a
sadly,
go.
none of those are very likeable. Liz
Yeah,
Truss
yeah.
is about as exciting as one of the wooden tops.
Yeah.
Rishi can't even get trousers to
It is
fit in
too big.
properly. And I just don't trust him, to be honest. And the other one's Penny's okay, but I'm going for Tom. But you need a bit of fun factor, and that's me. I win. I tick all the boxes.
He's right, yeah.
And I'm not been around the block.
Okay,
You've got another 150,000 to go.
back to me. If you think Lizzie Cundy should be the next Prime Minister of this country, call us now. 03444991,000. Lizzie for Prime Minister. Because to be quite honest, that Channel 4 debate was the biggest pile of shockingness I have seen.
Tom won that.
Tom won it. And well, Tom's a mate, so. But to be quite honest with you, Rishi's going to become the next Prime Minister, I
I
would
don't
think.
know.
I don't think you
And then, unfortunately, we might end up with Keir Starmer. That's my view.
Well, that might happen.
Oh, no. Parachute forward.
Can I just say, what?
Sorry, that was my. I had some dodgy lamb.
Bit of wind.
Could I just say, what should have happened, and this is what a sensible, serious political system should have done. Boris, who is very popular still with lots of people, should have remained in number 10. And Boris should have taken us through to the next election. No, I didn't say erection, because sometimes I say
Well, he'd like that as well, wouldn't he?
We probably would know Boris.
Sorry, but I think Bobby should still be the Prime Minister, and I think this ridiculous leadership battle is going to do this country. I meant Boris. Is going to do this country no good at all. Right, that's it.
Well, listen, I can't be Prime Minister. I'm far too busy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
You've
not
got
a
a show in September.
I have got a show in September.
You've
Thank
got-
you so much for
Yeah,
mentioning that.
you've got a show in September.
Well, let me just say that this is my 50th year in show business, and on the 18th of September, which will be 50 years to the day that I first appeared on Opportunity Knocks, I'm doing a show at Crazy Cops in Piccadilly, which is a major.
We go to crazy.
Oh,
You go to Crazy Cops?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you?
Crazy.
Crazy. Well, they now call it Live at ZL, but I mean, everybody still remembers
Well,
it
why
as
do they
Crazy Cops.
change the name for crazy?
I don't know, because they still keep the Crazy Cops logo in the
What, the two
building.
cocks?
If
They
you're
still-
hang on, guys. If you're coming to London from somewhere outside and you want somewhere good to go, look up Crazy Cops. It's just like
Which is Crazy COQS.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's the spelling.
Crazy quack.
But I'm there on the 18th of September,
Yeah.
and we've just sold out the evening show, and so we've had to put in a 3 o'clock matinee for the Nannans.
Come to
Wow.
So, or even the novice. Yeah, that would suit me.
There we are. No, please
I'll
come.
bring my grandchildren. That would be great.
Marvellous.
Yeah. But Susie Kennan, you know Susie who plays
Marilyn Monroe, yeah.
Yeah, she did a thing there.
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
I've seen her advertised.
Yeah.
And what is in your show? Can I ask
What is
Bobby?
in my show? It will be selections of songs that I've recorded over 13 albums. I'll be doing my audience request spot. I'll be telling some stories about people that I've worked with and
Just
those that I haven't. Well, probably, yeah. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And I go in with a 4-piece band.
Good. Well, we're going on now.
Yeah,
Oh, it's fully sold. We might have been. Right. Okay. Some tweets here. Do you want to read this one? First one. New boy says Bobby can't look Lizzie Cundy in the face.
No one can.
Well, no, that's not what her face is designed for. And then some prat called Mark McCullough, who you know, looking at your picture, Mark, I don't think you have any business actually
What's it
commenting on anyone.
Is it really?
He says, Virtual Ash stares at the camera like a zombie.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's what I'm told to.
And
But I've noticed his eyes are moving left a lot.
What?
Yes,
I
I
feel very. I'm quite.
I think it was quite funny, actually, Mark. I'll take it
It
back.
was when Biggins was here. I was looking.
I went to have a bad night about Christopher Biggins.
Exactly.
Stevie in Stourbridge would like, have you got a pair of cans there? You've
I've got a pair of cans.
Wants to ask a question to Lizzie. But
Oh, we'll show.
Steve.
Steve?
Hello.
Yes, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hello, Steve from Stourbridge in the West Midlands. Lizzie,
Hello.
you wrote for PM.
Oh, thank
Before
you.
sent to the other ones.
Yes. I've got a vote.
Well,
You're Bobby.
then you have two.
You've got two.
Well, not bad again then.
Great show.
Thanks, Steve.
I'd like to say thank you very much.
Thank you, Stevie. You've made her night. Well, you know, as far as the show is concerned. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Okay. Are we going on to this next guest now? Because I think we. Oh, she's not here yet. Okay,
Well,
we'll
we better not then.
No, it's going to be very
Can
fun.
I give you some Meghan Markle news?
Yeah, oh yeah.
No.
From the jingle.
Bobby wants to hear.
No, I don't want to hear.
I was just going to tell you how we could earn 15 grand a month.
Making porn videos.
Shut up.
Oh, is that Mbungo?
You don't have to do that on television, do you? No, you can listen to what she's got to say about Meghan Markle.
Go on, yeah, what's your old mate Meghan Markle?
Well, there's a new book coming out.
Okay.
Tom Bowers, who actually did a book on my friend Simon
It's
Cowell.
all hearsay. It's a ridiculous man, and I'd like to take him to task because it's all no, not really. It's all hearsay, and it's all none of it.
It's what the Queen said about her.
Yeah.
The Queen.
And he wasn't there. He was no. This really frigging annoys me.
Apparently. So.
No, the man is a. Bring
It
him on the
sounds like
show.
what the Queen would say.
Bring this prat on the show, and I'll have a little go because I'm in the mood now. I feel really
I
up
know him.
for
I'm
it.
going to phone him.
Well, you tell him that I think
He
he's
loves
a
Meghan
prize
Markle. He's the only
prize
one
blogger because he's written in it, and I've seen quite a bit about it. He's written, oh, the Queen said this and the Queen said that. He wasn't in the room. He has no idea. If he's a friend of yours, you need to choose your friends more.
But it
I
sounds
didn't
like
say
something
he's
the
a
Queen
friend. It's someone. It's an acquaintance.
You said a friend. You always
Well, I
say
know
they're
him.
friends.
But the Queen, a source. The Queen.
You're doing it again. No, it bloody well annoys me, and I'm telling you
She
why.
would say that.
Because
though,
this is
wouldn't
just
she?
no.
The Queen would say
You've no frigging idea.
Oh,
The
because
Queen
you
hasn't
weren't there.
denied it.
Sorry, Bobby. I'm not
She hasn't
frightening you,
denied
am I?
it. The Queen.
Hang on, I might be frightening Bobby. What
No,
am I?
no. I'm unshockable. I've worked with Jess Conrad.
Exactly. Is he really that vain? Yes.
Oh,
He's a lovely man.
Please.
I need about 2 hours to take you through it all.
Well, I'll invite you back on when we get him on the show. Look,
Can I just say
no,
this?
no, you can't, because this man has written a few books knocking the royal family and knocking everybody he writes about. He wasn't very nice about Simon.
But they approved
And
the
you,
book.
I beg your pardon.
That Simon did approve the book in the end. But with this, can I tell you, the palace haven't really said anything back. Usually they deny it.
No, they don't
They
say anything.
haven't.
They quite often don't. It's not, no,
What do you think, Bob?
you're being a prat. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to call you out over
I'm
this.
bringing
No,
the news
you're
to
being
you.
a prat, okay? You're trying to make facial wishes are working, and nobody knows. You say, oh, apparently the Queen. Nobody knows.
apparently said she didn't want her
Nobody
to go
was
anyway.
there. You're
Right.
just talking
I'm
rubbish
just saying,
again.
we don't shoot the
No,
messenger. I'm just saying, well,
Exactly. She said apparently, thank goodness she's not coming. Apparently.
she would, wouldn't she?
Well, nobody
No,
knows. do
Nobody
they?
knows, and I find people like him annoying.
But she would have said that, wouldn't she?
No, how would you know?
Well, I know the
You're not
Queen.
even a royalist.
The Queen.
You're a
He-
flipping.
he-
You're
he
anti-Queen.
knows
it.
You're
And I
anti-Queen,
love
aren't you?
Camilla. Camilla Parker Bowles.
Yeah, we're
Lovely
going to pay all
lady.
bills.
Right, I've had enough of all of this. I want to be happy. I wish to be happy.
Up to the sky, up to the sky, but I can't.
You can.
I can't. I wish I could see, or could see in me, but I can't.
You can.
I can't.
It's the opposite. Your trousers are so high up, Checkers. What are you doing? Trousers.
What's your Orville down there?
How can you possibly go from Orville the Duck to all that raunchy dancing? That's just-
That has nothing to do with me. That was our producer.
It has everything to do with you because it was you that was
That
doing
was
all those
30 years ago.
Well,
And
Well,
just
still
for
no
those
excuse.
That was last week at Crazy Cox.
Exactly.
Simon Cowell obviously liked it so much he decided to
Put his trousers on.
Put your trousers up to your
in
nipples.
those
I
days.
tell you, drink is a terrible thing, isn't it?
Well,
I'd still like to find out who 30 years ago. I wonder what everybody looks like now. What do you think about
recognise
it?
Orville
Yeah.
hasn't changed.
All hasn't changed.
I
Nor
love
has Daz
Orville, by the
Vaddington.
way.
Thank you, Lizzie.
And that track used to make me cry.
Thank you.
Oh,
Can I
you're
tell
the
you-
next
can I
man
tell
who
you-
wrote it.
Can I
You were a
tell you?
little girl when that
I
happened.
was.
Can I tell you a story about that? I did pantomime last year in Peterborough.
Yeah.
With Rufus Hound,
Oh, yeah.
the comedian Rufus
I
Hound,
did a show with him here, actually.
and on the first day of rehearsal, he came up to me and gave me a big hug, and I said, "What's that for?" He said, "I've just found out something about you." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "You wrote Orville's song, I Wish I Could Fly." I said, "Yes, I did." He said, "It was the first record that I ever bought with my own money
Oh,
as an 8-year-old boy." And I thought that was really sweet.
Mine was Adam in the Ants.
Wasn't that sweet?
very.
And speaking of panto,
Let's go.
I'm doing panto again this year, and I can't tell you where,
It's in
because
Bungo.
it's in a brand new theatre, and it's going to have its very first panto, and I'm going to be in it, and I can't announce the venue
It's
until.
very rare to open a theatre, isn't it, these days?
Yeah. Well,
Be
I've
about to
been
open a
chatting,
theatre.
and we're doing the press launch on the 26th of July, and then I can tell the world.
But what I can't believe, because there are a few friends of mine in this, that I was never asked to be the baddie. Because you know,
Wonderful
my
casting.
Avanasa, or Avanasa in Aladdin,
Yeah,
has to be seen to be the lead.
I can imagine.
That was the last one I
Ian
And
Beale
where was that?
produced it.
Halifax.
Oh, right.
Ian
in
Beale
Victoria.
was the producer.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, the moustache, yeah.
Who was the producer?
Ian
Oh,
Beale.
EastEnders.
Right, then,
Well,
He produced it.
Ian Beale.
Did he?
did you like the process of doing 2 shows a day?
Yeah, I and also did my radio show afterwards, but I was quite young. And
It's hard work though, isn't
it
it?
is hard work, but
The
I
schedule
used
that I'm going to go to
Yeah.
not only has 2 show days, but 3 show days as
well,
well.
yes.
And as Dame, I do 10 costume changes per show. So on a 3 show day, 30 costume changes.
That is difficult.
If you wanted to buy this dress,
I could.
I'd love.
Why don't
Put this on.
listen? Let's do something on the show really exciting. Why don't the pair of you pop out, change clothes, and come back and see what it's like? Yeah.
Your pops.
Listen,
You can have it. It's all yours. It's
Oh,
all
good. I'll
yours.
take it home for
I'm the
later. I
client.
like it. Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
But this is exciting because I'm in a panto as well. But I
Oh,
can't
you?
tell you. What does
Is
this
yours
the
in
same
Bungo
one?
as well?
Oh,
Yeah.
is yours down south?
She's in a panto for that X-rated channel. You know the one.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, what we're
It's
about to
called
talk about.
No Pantos.
No
No
pantos.
pants.
No pantaloons.
But anyway, pantomime is fun, but unfortunately, the woke people are ruining it, and you can't offend people, or
Yes.
you can't be a small person anymore, or you're
No
not allowed to
Prince
say the
can't
word dwarf. You
Well,
can't, you know, what the
Can't be
friggin' hell can you
wrestling,
do?
can't have
Well,
a
they
knight in shining armour.
you can't employ small people anymore.
Well, the prince can't wake up sleeping beauty with a kiss now.
Why not?
It's assault,
Because
sexual assault.
because it wasn't something that she approved of
Consented to, she consented to
or
it.
consented to. No.
And to be under the bed.
What?
You're not allowed to be
Well,
You can't be under the bed
No.
anymore.
But you know, I think it's going so far that way that in time they'll say no more Danes. We can't have a man
Because
dressed
you'll be
in-
upsetting the trans lobby,
trans community.
Yeah,
They're
well,
already saying that.
and they upset me, so, you know, tough.
Could I dress
Um,
as buttons?
No. Well, listen, the way
Hang on, we're going to take just a minute, just a minute. Gary,
Hello?
are you still hanging on?
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's really sad, Gary. I mean, what are you still hanging on for?
Well, I'd like to give Lizzie a vote.
I know what you... No, let's not be smutty, Gary. Let's just be nice.
We know what you'd like to give him.
What? I don't get the vote.
I'm so sorry.
It's not a vote.
Lizzie should be Prime Minister because she would allow Jimmy shoe shops next to every building in the country.
Very true. I
Really?
would. Yes, I would. And I give you my promise for that.
What about Le Boutons? Are they...
Well, I can do those as well.
Yeah, because I have a
I
friend
won't
who
let you
likes
down,
those.
Gary.
And Lizzie, you gave me one of the funniest moments on TalkSport many years ago when you phoned up from the nightclub and you had Cheryl Cole with you.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was not a good
There's a
moment.
lot
Let
of
me
trouble
tell
over
you.
that, yeah.
That was great. You must have. Do you support Ipswich Town, Gary?
I do.
Yes.
And Jason played for us for a while, but
He did. I loved it in Ipswich. It was a lovely place.
Oh,
Lovely
Brazil,
place.
Anyway, thank you very much indeed, Gary. We will be taking some more calls a little later, if we dare.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we do. When we unleash the night owls
Oh,
after
3 votes.
midnight.
3 votes for
You nearly
Prime
there.
Minister. Nearly
Nearly
replacing
there.
Rishi.
Should we vote for her as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 5 votes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're heading.
I'm heading.
In case you just joined us on the programme
Like
tonight,
she's doing on a building.
Lizzie Cundy is putting herself forward to become the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Sorry, Scotland,
What can go
you're
wrong?
staying in the United Kingdom. I have had so much vitriol from Scottish nationals this week.
I know, well,
I mean, I couldn't believe it.
it's nearly independence again.
There's no independence at all. The United Kingdom will remain united. I mean, that bloke who apparently runs Wales, his jacket's stove in your hair, hang around the back. If you're going to be you need to look smart.
Yeah.
Take a break. together from the Talk Radio Studios live on Talk TV on a Saturday night. We're here from 10 until 1 in the morning with Britain's most favourite late night TV show. I have no idea why he's sitting close to me. Hopefully he's going to move.
I'll move, I'll get more like this. Get me in the middle.
Eno in Glasgow said, stop breast trending now on social media. Lizzie Cundy for First Minister of Scotland.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to do?
Yes, I do.
She's
I
also
really
put
do.
herself
And Prime
forward.
Minister.
And Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do it.
Lizzie has just said that she's putting herself forward to be Prime Minister. How that's going to work, I have no idea.
It's very well. It will
But
work very well.
I would like to know today, after all the idiot responses I've had from so-called Scottish nationalists, how would you feel now if Lizzie was to stand as your leader? I mean, Jimmy Cranky's had her day, hasn't she? Really?
Nicola, I think she needs a bit of a holiday. I'll just take over.
Yeah, yeah,
Far more fun.
yeah. I think that's
Oh, yeah.
a good idea.
Well, I think it's an unbeatable manifesto. I mean,
Yeah.
Thank you.
you're certainly, yeah, she's definitely on target.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Now, we'll be ready to meet our next couple. I think we are. Now, first of all, it might sound a bit funny, but these guys are doing this to raise money to help look after the father, who's not very well. So I think we need to bear that in mind. They're also making £15,000 a month. They're putting into a fund to look after their parent. It's an interesting story, and I think we have to be fairly careful with this. There's a bit of a backlash coming, but I was looking at it from a more mercenary angle and thinking, if you can make 15 grand a month, I would carry on doing my show because I actually love it.
Yeah.
Hearing me on a Saturday night, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no Piers Morgan anywhere.
No.
No, you're
So-
unleashed.
Yeah. So I think we should consider this, but whether it's you and I, or you, me, and Lizzie, or
Well, I don't want to have sex with you, really.
well, no.
15 grand
That's
sterling.
Oh, I know.
Well, listen, the closeness of the two of you tonight, all just snuggling up to each other,
Yeah, I know.
that comes as a surprise to me. I
I'm
thought that
not
maybe it was
surprised.
I thought maybe the high karate was working.
I know,
Great.
it smells like
They're
that.
very close.
have you got high karate?
That's old spot.
Oh, right. Okay.
My dad used to wear.
I love old
Spice.
spice. It gets you work going.
Anyway, right. Let's meet this couple, Michael and Terry Martin, who ditched their day jobs to join OnlyFans. There they are. Hi guys.
Hi.
Now that's you behind you. Very confusing here looking at that. That is pictures of you behind you. Before we go any further, just tell us how your dad is.
He's doing fine. It's Candy. But yeah, he's alright. He's fighting.
Right. So which one of you is a former courier driver?
I am.
You are.
Yeah.
And so that means Terry, you're not.
No,
And
I
you,
was always working in retail.
okay, you two are married.
Yeah.
So which of your dads is this?
Mine.
Yeah. Okay. Now he's obviously very ill, and you're making money so that you can pay the medical bills for him.
It's not really medical bills. It's trying to buy them a house.
Oh, okay, fine, yeah. Just so he's got somewhere, yeah, to make sure that he's got somewhere nice to live, someone to look after him, and everything else, which is very expensive.
For 15 grand a month, you'll get you a nice place.
Yeah. Now, are you seriously making that amount of money?
Yes. So it's on different amount basis, but some months is 15 grand, some month is 10 grand. You know, it bounces from month to month.
Could I be very cheeky and ask you, how much have you managed to save up so far?
So far, we're like 2/3. No, hold on. I'm not gonna.
No. Probably about 40,000 in savings.
And how long have you been doing this?
We really started fully in January.
That ain't bad, Ash. 40,000 since January.
I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, I think you are. I think
You are, yeah. Okay. Right. Could you, Terry, more or less explain to us what it is you do to make all this money?
Everything. We do explicit content. We like to find out about people's fetishes and we run with it. It's exciting for us as well, friend. It is for everyone else. So we like to try new things, and yeah, it just opens up a whole avenue of.
Okay, so for people to see this, obviously we can't show any clips, but for people to see this, they have to pay something like £12 a month, £13 a month to OnlyFans, and and then they can see you on screen. Could Ash just move a little further away from me? So then they see you on screen, and can they then ask you to do different things?
They can ask, yeah, and we call it custom content. So if they ask for something and we feel comfortable with doing it, then we will set our price.
And do you actually dress as Tarzan and Jane?
When I bought the costume, I thought it was just cave people. I didn't label it as Tarzan and Jane. But I suppose, yeah, we
Well, which one's Tarzan and which one's Jane?
Oh, don't be so rude. don't be like that. I mean, so does I'm just checking this. So when somebody gets on and they ask you to do something, I mean, do they have to then pay more, or is it all come within the monthly fee?
No, so they pay more if we can sell it on or like post it on our page for other people to see. Then it's custom content. So if they want it just for themselves, then they need to pay extra.
How much extra?
It depends.
He's asking for a friend.
It depends on what you want.
What do you want then?
I'd like her to nibble his ear.
Ooh,
That's quite
tame.
quite cheap, yeah.
Well,
sorry.
could you nibble? could you nibble his ear?
I could nibble it down.
Go on then,
I could.
because Ash is going to pay.
You want me to nibble James's?
In your dreams,
Well, aren't you worried that family members will see this and you'll be embarrassed? Or
Well, let's Terry. What does your mum think of this?
She's coming around to the idea now. She's not as bad as she was. She didn't like it at the beginning. I don't think any mum or dad would like it. It's not something that's normalised. So she didn't like it. But she's coming around slowly.
Did you give her £5 and say, "Here, mum, here's a little present," and that sort of?
No.
I mean, basically, you have sex on screen, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, everybody does. So,
Yeah.
And we just record it and we can make money off it. Why not?
And it spices up our sex life, so it helps us.
How does it? Why do you're a young couple? Why do you need your sex life spiced up?
I don't know. I think we've been together for 13 years, so.
That's nothing. We've been together, what, 30 years?
Yeah, we still don't need spicing up. Straight.
I like to do things and
What sort of thing?
Yeah.
Role playing.
anything.
Yeah, role play, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try anything.
What's your favourite role playing?
Do you know, we did, it's like hit back.
Hang on, just 1 minute. Hold on. If you're watching this, Mum, go and make a cup of coffee.
She's coming out to it.
Carry on.
We did, to get back into here, because they said that we looked a bit like Ali J and Julie, so I like that. I like Ali J, so that was like a
He's
compliment
related. He's related to Ali.
I'm not actually. He says so.
Yeah, but he is. He's related. They're brothers.
It's a compliment to us. So I bought the costumes for Ali Jean and Julie, and we did like a whole scene on it, and it was it was fun. So I think that was our favourite one.
Do you not have to give her a little bit of commission though? Isn't there a rights issue there if you dress up this?
No.
I don't know.
Not
I
really.
don't think so. I hope not.
Opening up a whole new can of
what
worms.
about the trolls? Do you get trolls and the bangles from the
Not on our OnlyFans. We got TikTok account as well, and it's on TikToks when we get a trolls, but we're not really bothered about it.
Yeah,
Good.
we love the well, we don't love it, but
Well, all publicity is good publicity, really, isn't it? I mean,
Well, listen, we should catch up with you at the end of the year to see how much money you've made. And we'll
Yeah,
think about it
definitely,
as well. Okay, Terry, thank you very much indeed. Michael, thank you very much indeed. I'm not going to say exactly if you want to find out more. It's OnlyFans. That's what Lizzie said you and I should do.
But they should do this, Bobby. They'd make a fortune. And James already starred in Penthouse, haven't you?
You get your whole new audience you never dreamt of.
Well, I have to talk to Lady Whale about this. And I think, but we don't have to do much, do we?
No.
No, I mean, you
well,
just,
just look at the camera.
you just
Pe- pe-
nibble my ear.
Yes.
Go and
Parents,
have a
speedos.
nibble now.
I don't really want
No,
to.
well, what I don't quite understand is when there's so much free porn available on the internet, why would anybody
Exactly.
pay £12, £13 a month?
Well, it's
for
customised.
something?
Because they
Um,
promote. They
Yeah, you're right.
We'll do this again. Bobby, it's been lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's midnight. You've got to go before you turn into a frog.
That's very true.
Will you look after Bobby and show him out?
Of course, it'd be an honour. With Orville, I didn't know.
I should make sure that I don't nick the silver on the way
I
out.
want to get you back to play something on the piano.
Thank you. Well, if we can get one in the studio.
We'll get something.
Yeah, I'll get
And I've got Bobby's vote for Prime Minister. Thanks,
Okay.
Bobby.
Thank you both very much indeed. We open up the night owl phone lines. Take your phone calls when we come back. After the nip. Did you do that again?
Yeah. Join us after
That
the
is
after the
disgusting.
news.
That is so disgusting.
I'll nibble your ear.
News.
That
That's all.
needs
TV next.
medical attention.
Do you know-
Tudor. Hollywood A-lister Tom Cruise has made an appearance at the Royal International Air Tattoo in Gloucestershire. Visitors were amazed when the star turned up in his trademark aviator sunglasses. Tom Cruise, of course, is known for performing his own stunts in films like Top Gun and Mission Impossible. It's been reported Andrew Garfield will star as Sir Richard Branson in a new TV series. The 6-part series called Hot Air will tell the story of the billionaire businessman and his airline company. 38-year-old Garfield was recently nominated for his first Emmy for the crime drama Under the Banner of Heaven. And a new book has controversially claimed that the Queen said, "Thank goodness Meghan is not coming to the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral." Biographer Tom Bauer's new book alleges the 96-year-old monarch said it to her trusted aides, who were unnamed. However, sources close to the Queen have questioned whether she would have anything other than Philip on her mind on that special day. That's your entertainment news on Talk TV. Now, time for your weather. Trust us to take you there. Times Travel sponsors Talk TV weather. A warm and dry start for the day with bright or sunny spells in the south, cloudier in the north with outbreaks of rain and drizzle for some, though this will clear eastwards by midday, allowing for some sunny spells into the afternoon. Temperatures will rise through Sunday with an amber extreme heat warning in force for much of England and Wales. Trust us to take you there. Times Travel sponsors Talk TV weather.
Daddy in Ipswich, you're on the air. Dad, good morning.
I'm sitting here with my little chihuahua dog on the sofa.
Ridiculous thing to say. You don't talk nonsense. Get to the point. So you don't like Boris Johnson? Very good morning to you. Welcome to the James Ware Show with, what's his face? Here we unleash the phone lines between now and the end of the show, and we have a little chat. Well, they just draw us up. Why have you done that? I mean, I don't mind. I never noticed. You get a shot of it, and what you can see the curtain. No, that's just your side of your face, the final curtain. Got a big nice big logo in the middle of it. Anyway, very good morning. Welcome back. Anything you want to talk about in the news? Why that story was in the news about this book about the royal family, I have no idea. From unnamed sources. Very interesting, isn't it? No, it's not. It's a load of rubbish. It's not very interesting at all. And I just to test these people who write these books, as when we spoke to somebody and they said this and they said that, and you believe everything you read. Right, 0344. There we are on the screen down there. Do you want to talk about anything at all? What winds you up? As long as it's not me. What is that? My back again. I've got to. Yeah, and no questions about our relationship. If you're in the room here, that'll be in private time. No, that will be at least 15 grand a month. Yeah, that's what I think. So anyway, shall we get some? Quite literally, I was looking at the calls. Shall we get some calls online started off? I was disgusted this week, and I said it before, and I tweeted quite a lot about it. By that panorama pressure trying to destroy the secret forces in this country, doing a knocking job on the SAS. All the film footage was of the Australian SAS. It was all in USA again, and I'm getting sick and tired of the media, sick and tired of people writing books, not accountable to anybody. And in fact, I just think it needs to be sorted out. Well, I mean, there was reports, wasn't there, and people getting shot after they've been arrested, and that's what. Well, what goes on behind the lines in Britain may not be as easily understandable as some people think. And if you're not being, apparently playing by the rules, that is probably the reason you are there, because the other side is definitely not playing by the rules. And if I hear another stuffed shirt officer from the American, we must have win. Nothing better. We're better than them. We don't do anything terrible. We don't behave like the Russians. to let the Russians carry on behaving
Exactly.
the way
You've got to have standards, or you end up like the Russians.
Well, if you're sort of caught by the Russians, and you're just going to do whatever.
Well, look
they
at that
say.
British guy who died.
Yeah, seriously.
Because they keep him, they didn't give him his insulin, or just treat him like crap. They shoot a lot of people,
Yeah. And so you're going to play by the rules.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what, if you don't, that's what happens with the
Yeah,
Russians.
but how are you going to fight a country like that who don't play by the rules?
Well, that's the thing. You've got to change things, maybe, when you're fighting terrorist organisations.
So you just do whatever you're allowed to. And you say, I'm sorry, I can't do this. We've got to do this. They're ridiculous. Why don't we just get rid of the special services and then everybody? I'll tell you what, we'll get a Russian teacher in here next week, and we'll all learn to speak Russian, and then let the Russians do whatever they want. Is that what you want?
That might help.
Okay. Eric's in Kent. Eric, good morning.
Good morning.
Eric, what can we do for you?
Yeah, it's just an observation, really. What poor candidates we have standing for the leadership of the Conservative Party.
Why are they poor, Eric? Why do you think
Apart
they're
from
poor?
Tom Tugendhat.
Yeah. Why are they poor?
Did you see the debate the other night?
Yeah, the debate was mishandled by the people on Channel 4. They didn't even talk about the war in Ukraine. They didn't talk about sending the illegals back who continually break into this nation. They didn't talk about anything, really. And it was the worst handled, worst debate I've ever seen on TV.
But it's right, the quality of politicians in general has gone down the tubes, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. It was handled badly. I will agree with you on that one. But they're very uninspiring lot.
No gravitas, no
I think
charisma.
actually, although I think Tom will probably admit it too, he's a bit new to do this. But Tom, I think, actually looked.
Well, he won it, apparently. He came out on top of that.
Because they're all trying to be things they're not.
Yeah.
And
They're all just PR people.
To accept, really, that as the country stands, it's finished.
No, the country isn't finished. I can assure you.
For English independence and English self-determination.
Well, there is that possibility, Eric, if the Scots nationalists and the Welsh nationalists carry on.
But it's right about the politicians, and and they basically got what the British people voted in and thrown it away. Said we know better. These.
Yeah. But Boris should still be Prime Minister, really.
Yeah.
Eric, you're right. Thank you very much. Won't buzz him off. Malcolm is in Hampshire. Malcolm. Good morning.
Yeah.
It's you.
Hello, James. Yeah, you're a great show. Thank you very much indeed. I listen to you regularly.
Thank you.
Just wanted to put a point across about the sun, if I could. Losing its, it's the sun. If the sun's losing its gravitational mass, so therefore the pull on the Earth. So in fact, the Earth is moving away very slightly at about 15 centimeters a year.
I thought we were being sucked into the sun. We're moving closer.
No,
To the elliptical.
yeah, we're actually at 15 centimeters a year, where it's called a perennial. In January, it moves with our orbit. It moves very slightly closer to the sun, but in general, every year we move 15 centimeters away from the sun. So I don't know what's causing.
So what I understand, Malcolm, is that the planet actually does physically heat up. And because of the jet stream, various other things, and it physically heats up more and more, and then that eventually leads to the next ice age.
Oh no!
Well, I'm just going on sort of like the scientific evidence.
But 15 centimeters isn't much, is it? I mean, that's like that long.
No, it's not. No, so in theory, we shouldn't be getting warmer caused by our getting nearer to the sun. So I don't know what's causing it.
Well, as far as I know from scientists that I've read, apparently we are moving. The moon is moving slightly closer to us, and we're moving closer to the sun eventually. And this has an effect on the weather.
Go into the sun.
Well, not.
I believe.
So the sun will also just blow up at one point.
Yeah, it's losing its mass, you see. So the pull from the gravitational pull from the sun is we're losing its gravitational pull. So every January, with the orbit of we're going around the sun, it does get very slightly closer to the sun in January, but the rest of the year it is actually.
But that's my opinion anyway. But the fact is that whatever is happening with the sun, it affects the climate and it affects the weather. So the next couple of days we're going to have some hot weather, but we've always had
Yeah, exactly.
hot weather. It's just a bit hotter than it's ever been
Exactly.
before. But if you were to have records that went back 600-700 years, you'll probably find that it's been 40 degrees.
Well, look at the dinosaurs.
If it gets to 40 degrees, let's bring in to this conversation, by the way, that it's only apparently, according to the weather people, a 50% chance it will get there. But they're going on, they're going on like it's definitely going to be there. Malcolm, thank you for that. Let's talk to Nick in Nick.
Hello, James. How are you?
Good morning.
Yeah, great to be talking to you. As an experienced radio presenter, more than I am, I just wanted your opinion on this change of phraseology. The other day, the media said there's been a critical incident at a hospital. And I thought, good grief, is this a man running around with a machine gun or has there been a fire? And apparently a critical incident is a overload of the hospital's facilities. Now, incident...
Well, the toilets flooded out, you know.
Well, yeah, that would be a critical incident, wouldn't it?
That would be, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. But why do they call it a critical incident? Because it makes you alert and you think there's something serious happening. Well, in actual fact, it's an overload of hospitals. We've got the same problem. See, I used to be an apprentice electrician when I left school, and when there was a power cut, we said when the power went off, it was called a power cut. Everybody understands that because it's like cutting through a wire. They now call it a power outage.
They make everything worse, don't they? It's all journalism, isn't it? It's like now the weather's getting up and go, red alert, everyone's going to, we've got to watch this, the railway lines.
What happened to the smiley faces on the weather map when you had sunshine?
Yeah, exactly.
They used to have smiley faces.
More smiley faces.
And now it's this colour, and we're all going to burn to death. Don't go out. I've got a thing I'm going to on Tuesday evening in the middle of London.
What is it?
I'm not telling you. You're not invited.
Why not?
Well, because I didn't want to.
Well, what are you going to?
We're going out with a few friends for dinner. I wasn't going to tell you.
Where are you going?
You're not hurt, are you?
Yeah, very deep.
Anyway, I'll tell you later. I don't know why they've changed it, but it's how people want to be. So leave them to it as long as we don't bother. Thank you, Nick. Let's talk to Dave in Richmond.
All right, Dave.
All right, Dave.
Oh, you're all right.
Yeah, mate.
Something wrong with your phone, Davey?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Who's talking? Listen, who's talking?
That's the TV, isn't it? It's got the TV.
no, can you hear me?
No.
Hello.
Next.
Well, it will probably. Oh, yeah, okay. Why don't we do a couple of texts? If you want to text us 87222, start your text with the word talk. You could tweet us at TalkTV.
At VJ's Rail, at Virtual Ash.
Yeah, you could tweet us as well. But if you want to phone us, the number on the screen 03444991,000. And let's go to Dougal in Glasgow. Dougal, good morning.
Hello, James. How are you?
Good, Dougal. Thank you.
It's regarding these. Every time I hear a talk show or a radio programme regarding the Scottish independence, you very, very rarely speak about the genuine Scots like myself who are fed up their back teeth with Nicola Sturgeon.
Well, we do, but you never, when there's a vote or whatever, they get in. So we can only assume that the Scots love her and want independence.
But see, what you've got to understand as well, she brought the voting age down to 16, and giving 16-year-olds a vote, I mean, how can a 16-year-old determine our future?
Exactly. I think they should raise it to 25. I think 18's too young. And that's what they'll do here. If Labour get in, they'll lower the voting age to 16. And they'll never vote. It'll always be Labour then.
Yeah.
I would like to know how many 16-year-olds voted. I wouldn't have thought very many bothered.
They shouldn't be allowed to.
I think...
honestly, we are really, really fed up with this independence.
I'm not surprised.
As much as you are.
I am not surprised because some of the rubbish that comes out of the mouths of Scottish nationalists leaves me cold. The whole of the Scottish economy, And the running of Scotland is at an all-time low. Education is
Because it's
low.
all about independence and it's not
Yeah.
actually running the country.
Correct. I mean, the central belt of Scotland now is just a rubbish tip. I mean, the grass at the side of the verges and the motorways. I couldn't tell you the last time they've been cut. And the rubbish that is lying all about the central belt of Scotland it's an absolute
And
disgrace.
drugs problems have gone up there and education's gone down and there's loads of problems.
Yeah.
You're not concentrating on the actual running of the country. Just
True.
about.
True.
Totally agree with you.
Okay.
Totally agree with you.
Doodle, good to talk. I'm glad we gave you some airtime on that because I have to say that the nationalists who have been calling me all kinds of names in the week, just you make me laugh actually, because if the country was left to the guys who've been getting in touch, you'll be begging to come back. A lot of people in England want a referendum as to whether or not they want, Northern Ireland, Wales, and Scotland as part of England. They think England on its own would be a very wealthy nation and wouldn't.
Yeah, it would be a lot better.
I don't want that. I want us to be the United Kingdom.
I'd quite like it to be independent.
Would you?
Yeah.
Are you saying that for effect?
No, I quite like, so it was all separate countries. Be nice, wouldn't it? Like the old days. England, Wales.
Oh, hang on, we've got a minute. Should we take Ken
Scotland. Yeah.
or not?
Well, he's Scottish. You might have something to say on that.
Oh, yeah, he might be called, yeah. Right, Ken, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I would like the right of reply to support Mr. Franklin Graham, who you've been criticising, and he's no right to reply. So I would ask you to
take a break.
Join me, Ian Collins, every day on Talk TV,
There is nothing we hate more than hypocrisy.
discussing the big issues.
Why was it so hard to establish the deputy leader was at a meeting with her colleagues?
The callers,
Alan in Grimsby, Tracy in Burton on Trent. Dave, thank you very much for picking
picking apart the big stuff.
This simply does not wash. Look who's back under the spotlight.
Right, welcome back. I was having a little chat with our producer who said you've got to stop being the prat you are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said. So I said you didn't mean it and you were just being
I didn't mean it.
a bit silly
I
tonight.
mean everything.
I'm looking for Cookie. Cookie used to be on my TV show back in the 90s. And David Walter Dunlow Allen has sent me some information about it. So, David, thank you for that. She has apparently been touring clubs with her husband, Miles McCoy, the ex-Speedway rider, who was billed as UK's top wheelchair comedian. So I'm hoping we can find him. If anybody has any more information or numbers, or if Cookie is out there, who used to work with us in the 90s, it will be really great to catch up with you again, Cook. So please get in touch. I'm not getting there to take your job. I'm just saying it would be nice.
No.
You know. Good. Okay. Should we take some calls? There's the number on the screen. I'm losing my voice, but it's okay. I haven't got a sore throat. I haven't got COVID. It's just one of the problems of having chemotherapy. Right. Shall we talk now to Jeff? In Stoke-on-Trent. Didn't we talk to him the other day?
We might have. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah. Jeff in Stoke-on-Trent.
Hello, I don't know that I did talk to you the other day. I have spoken to you before.
Someone in Stoke-on-Trent.
Well, there are more than just Jeff in
Is there?
Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, but only he's the only one who's got a phone.
Behave yourself. Sorry about that, Jeff. Have you ever been to Stoke-on-Trent?
Of course I have. I mean, I've been all around the Spode factory. Yeah, it's gone now, isn't it? The Spode factory.
Nearly all the factories are gone.
That's the thing. Yeah, we've lost all those skills, all those potter skills.
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
Terrible.
Cheap
All
Chinese.
made in China now, and Czechoslovakia and stuff.
Well, it's about time we got them back. I'm all for more manufacturing
Yeah, well, we should do.
in this
No one
country.
buys it anymore. That was the trouble.
Yeah, well, people spend their money on, Anyway, sorry about this, Jeff. Yes, what can we do?
People don't have tea sets anymore. That's the thing, do they? People don't have a tea set.
Well, they do in our dressing room,
Oh, yeah.
but that's not ours.
Sharon Osborne.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, Jeff, what can we do for you?
It's not of my quality.
No, it's not good.
Is he going to give up?
I don't know. You going to give up?
Yeah.
Get your point out.
I'm calling about this heat wave that we're going into by next week. What gets me is that we're receiving, where I live in this area, Severn Trent, cover the water. Well, we're receiving texts and Christ knows what saying, don't wash your car, don't use a garden hose, blah, 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 blah. We've had it every year since I've been born, that there's a water shortage. And he was showing you some pictures where a village has been exposed due to the droughts. That was a village 80 years ago. And I think, wow. And on the next bit of the news, we went over to a lady standing in a sports stadium with massive sprinklers in the background watering the turf. Now, in the crisis that we're supposed to be moving into, I know these clubs are obviously on water meters of such, but they really need to be watering the grass so these players can run on nice green soft.
No, we don't. You're absolutely right. And I got one of those letters like I think everybody did. And I'm not going to let my flowers die. Of course I'm going to water
Well,
my
you do need the
flowers.
pictures, though, don't you?
No, you don't.
The football pictures.
Who gives a care about the football pitches?
Well, as
I
sort of
couldn't
doesn't
care.
work.
I couldn't care less about football or
What about
cricket
car washes?
or
Are they gonna
golf.
the car washes done?
Yeah, you're not allowed to wash your car.
What about professional car washes? Are they?
Well, they're complaining. Yeah, but you don't wash yours anyway, so I
I
don't
know, but if I wanted to,
But I'm still watering my plants.
we have to do with a bucket.
Lock me up.
Not with a
Lock me up. We live in one of the wettest bloody countries going,
Yeah.
and the water companies.
They take them in.
I've written a bit this in my column on Monday in the
Oh,
Express.
yeah.
Yeah, because they couldn't organise anything, could they? Every year we have burst water mains. I've got a dribble coming out of my tap at the moment.
Is that a euphemism?
No, because there's some leak up the road from where I live.
It's annoying, isn't it? The
And
low
they-
water pressure.
They've said, "Oh, we're going to fix it." But why haven't you fixed it already?
Yeah.
We're not starting.
Because we've got to make all our millions of pounds of the profits.
So I've cancelled my direct debit to the water company.
They'll come for you.
They can come as much as they like.
They might.
Well, they can try, but until they're supplying the water I want,
Yeah.
they ain't getting a penny.
Yeah, man.
Why should I pay for something that's not coming?
And the thing is, James, I've noticed before when we've had burst water mains in my area, there's probably about 10 men, looking around the hole and one actually working in the hole. But that's by the by.
Oh, I'll tell you a better story than that. Listen, The other day, I came back to find my gate completely blocked by some oik who were working on the roads for a water company.
Yeah.
I rang the water company and they didn't. And then I thought, I'm going to pop down the pub in the village.
Yeah.
And there the bloke was there, and I gave them all a piece of my mind. If you don't start working properly, you lot, we got everybody saying they're going to go on strike.
Oh, so they were all down the pub, the water people?
No, yeah, they're having a drink apparently.
All
So
these work from home people as well. I have read the news today, oh boy, that they're all now coming back to work because of air conditioning.
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Typical.
You know, the train people are going on strike. They're going to do it on school holidays.
Yeah.
The civil service, bunch of lazy bastards, they're going on strike as well. I mean, what is it? And one woman said today, stopped in the street, oh yeah, well, I think we should have a general strike. Really? You think we should have a general strike? Who's going to pay? And what about all the, you know, we're getting this country back on board. You want a general strike? So frigging stupid some people are. And don't let the government, whoever's leading it, Lizzie Cundy or anyone else, give any of these strikers any money. The NHS, by the way, of course we should pay doctors, well maybe not doctors, well yeah, doctors, I'm teasing us, and nurses more money. But we don't give the NHS any more money until we have proper management who don't.
And the GPs, they need to be sorted out.
The
They don't want to
GPs
work anymore.
Well, no, that's because of Tony
They're
Blair and
too
Gordon
good.
Brown.
Yeah.
They should be ashamed of themselves. And anybody else thinking of going on strike? Teachers are thinking of going on strike.
Well, probably wouldn't. It'd probably be better education if they did.
And we who are working like you, Jeff, and like us,
Yeah.
we're working to pay taxes so that they can
Yeah.
get paid. Hey,
Yes.
maybe we'll all go on strike. See how
Yeah,
you
imagine if
feel?
we went on strike and you didn't have us. That would be bad.
Well, yes. I mean, somebody went on strike, didn't they, when it was full outage for you, if that's the word of the year.
Yeah.
When you haven't got anything in India somewhere.
That's right, yeah, Bangalore.
It did roll.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
It did roll, yeah.
I don't think they'll be doing that again. But you know, it is a problem. The people seem to think, oh well, we don't get enough and we want more and everything's going up. We'll go on strike. Are you so stupid, you unions, that you don't realise going on strike makes it more difficult to pay anybody in the public
The
sector?
work ethic's gone, hasn't it? Ever since the work from home thing, I've got a mate who does it. He's just in his duvet all day, and then quickly the Zoom calls, he throws his duvet up. I thought of an invention. What about a duvet that looks like a suit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you get phoned up, you're automatically in your suit. But yeah, that's what people are doing. They're just sitting around in the duvets all day, pretending they're working.
Right, thank you very much indeed, Jeff. Good point, very good point. James, how can you say Talk TV is the home of free speech and independent thinking? I don't think I said that, but okay. If you cut everyone off that does not agree with your point of view.
Well, that's his free speech.
Yeah, that's my free speech.
Free
And I only cut people off as stupid anyway. And who is 0791?
That's
I
James Bond.
can't really
It's the
read
conversation of the nation.
We should bring him up and get him on. He doesn't put his name, but just.
There's a good argument for listening.
In order for me to think, I may upset you. If the weather is so dangerous, why do millions of people flock to the sun-scorching countries?
That's a good point.
That's a very good point. In order for me to, yeah, very good point.
That's a good point.
Um,
You put it like that.
yeah, no, it's a
lot of
really,
sense,
really
actually,
good
doesn't it?
point. James, you mentioned that we should go back to manufacturing in this country. I agree with you. But these green agenda types won't allow it, as you need coal to fuel, and we aren't allowed to open fires. Yeah, the green types are a waste of
I mean,
space.
electric cars, the electricity for those cars is from coal. So when you see an electric car, it's a coal-powered car.
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
Andy's in Essex. Andy, good morning.
Oh, good morning. James, I'm quite curious why you're so keen for us to go to war with Russia.
We're not going to go to war. We're at war. What are you talking about? We're at war with Russia.
Well, it seems you want us to go in full scale. You're very keen now.
Well, I think probably we're going to end up
Have you done
doing
your
that.
research, James? Have you done your research?
Fine. We don't need people like him because he's obviously.
We don't do research. We haven't time for it.
We do. We've got lots of people on
Yeah,
research
they-
at the
they
moment.
do.
Yeah. And the Russians need to be brought to actually get his number and give it to the
Russians.
special
Give it
police.
to the Russians.
Yeah, because obviously he's He could be a spy, couldn't he? I mean,
Sounded, he had a bit of a Russian twang.
he did, yeah. Susie, good morning in Yorkshire.
Hello, James.
Hello, Susie.
Where in Yorkshire?
Ingleton.
Do you know where that is?
Yes, in Yorkshire.
Well, it's North Yorkshire.
It is North Yorkshire, yeah.
In the north bit.
No, well. Anyway, Susie, what can we do for you?
I'd like to turn around and ask people to be very careful over the next couple of days, or the next 3 days, because up here, the ground's very, very dry, and unfortunately, people are turning up and they're having parties and barbecues up on the moors, and they're absolutely destroying the area. At the moment, we're not on fire yet, but if you actually look at what's happening in France and in Portugal and in Spain, if people actually go out onto the moors to have the barbecues and have their parties, they're going to actually start destroying the area. I'd like people to think very, very...
The fires, you mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
fires.
Yeah, why haven't they got any police up policing these areas? You're absolutely
There
right,
aren't
by
any
the way,
police left, aren't there?
Susie, and that's a job the police should be doing. And anybody who's daft and stupid enough in this kind of weather to take a barbecue out into the countryside, I think you need
And also, you know, a glass
prison.
or a bottle
Yeah.
can cause a magnifying of the
Yeah.
sun and cause a fire like that, and throwing a fag out. So keep your eye out on.
You know, for the next few days, people should stay at home, not go out looking for somewhere to have a barbecue. Have it at home. You're right, Susie.
Stay in.
Can I also turn around and say that...
You don't have to turn around,
No,
Susie.
no, because you was turned around from before. So turn around, you'll be back where you started.
Oh, okay, Susie,
Right,
turn
turn
around.
back around.
turn around the other opposite way then.
Okay.
And also say that last year, the local shops in our area banned selling,
Good, that's good.
they actually banned selling barbecues. You know, the little individual ones, they banned them. And the people, the tourists that were turning up were absolutely furious. They couldn't buy the little barbecues.
Disposable barbecue.
Yeah, well, they're lethal. They shouldn't be used. But if you're going out for a picnic, don't go and have a barbecue.
If you're going out to the moors,
Yeah.
take a proper full domestic barbecue.
No, don't take a barbecue.
No, don't take anything.
Take a picnic basket with some sandwiches. That'll be fine.
Nibbles.
Have you ever noticed it's always very common oaks who go out and take their barbecues, and blokes who stand round with a can of beer.
I tried to make a barbecue once
Like
inside
him.
inside
Just
my
like him.
house with the window open. It
Just like
doesn't work because it fills up with smoke inside
Thank
the house.
you, Susie. Let's talk to Rachel in London. Good morning.
Rachel. Rachel. I don't think she's turned around.
Marky Mark, what the hell are you doing?
Is that Rachel?
Yeah, but it's Mark's.
Rachel in Lincoln.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
In where?
Lincoln.
Said London, didn't it?
Lincoln. No, it's Lincoln.
It's a bit like London.
Yeah,
with
it
different-
looks like London, yeah. We've got to turn this flipping thing round.
Everything's being turned around.
Honestly, can't. Anyway, sorry, Rachel. In where was Rachel?
Hello.
Lincoln. All right, okay, yeah.
Right.
Is she?
Well, she was, yeah.
You're on the air.
In Lincoln.
In Lincoln.
Rachel. Rachel. Oh, no.
Well, what's happened?
So she's got confused.
Is she confused? Oh. Lester's in Norwich. Lester, good morning to you.
Lester's not in Norwich.
Oh, good morning. I'd like to say all this heat was coming our way. It's nothing new. We had it all in 1976.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
It wasn't quite that hot. Was it?
No, it wasn't that hot.
But it was longer, wasn't it? It was longer.
Yeah, a lot longer. There was drought.
Well, I remember about 10 years ago there was a big heat wave, wasn't there? It's just hot. That's all. Everyone needs to chill out a bit, literally. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
You're right.
That's what
I was just looking at Twitter, so you carry on.
So what do you want to say about that then? Is that what you were, what was it you were saying? That we've had?
Yeah.
Everyone's running around like headless chickens, aren't they? Like, oh, red alert, it's going to be hot, red alert, what we're going to do, everything's going to explode. You know what I mean? Everyone needs to Everything's a calamity these days. They have to make everything a calamity, don't they? Catastrophe.
Why can't people just chill like
Yeah,
us,
exactly.
lay back?
Enjoy the sun.
Be
They'll only be
chill.
moaning in a couple of weeks when it's back to
Exactly.
normal again.
Yeah.
It's like being on holiday when you go out there. It's beautiful.
Nicola B says you're on form tonight. No, well, listen, Wednesday, let me just tell everybody, Wednesday, it's going to persistently rain.
Precipitate.
Yeah, and we can all go out, stand naked because we're quite warm. Let's go out, stand naked in the rain on Wednesday.
There's that song Naked in the Rain, isn't it?
Yeah, haven't you?
Take me dancing naked in the rain, cover me in ecstasy. Join me dancing naked in the rain, and cover me with ecstasy. So we'll sing that on Wednesday.
Thank you very much indeed. Right, we've got to. Oh no.
What is it, Ken?
Yeah, they've just been searching.
He hasn't finished his site.
Well, he said that about that ridiculous bloke who come over to try and break.
Billy Graham Jr.
Yeah, we don't need Americans coming over here.
I thought you didn't like organised religion. That's very organised.
Come on, boys. Free speech. Come on, it's free speech here.
Yeah, when we decide it's free speech.
Why don't you do it? You could sell out stories.
Yeah, why don't you do it, Ken? We'll be your agent.
You could make a few quid.
Yeah, we'll make money out of you.
Well, listen, here's a point I want to make, if you don't mind. That most people today, they're searching for peace in their hearts and a purpose in their life. I can say that for most people. Would that not be true? Well, Franklin Graham, all he is doing here in this country is offering to give anyone who's interested a wonderful message of hope and encouragement through faith in Jesus Christ. Now, why are so many people intolerant to the Christian message? James and Ash, you are both very intolerant.
Oh, no, I quite like the guy.
Yesterday.
He used to play at Villa Park, didn't
Listen, look, I cannot stand you lot of homophobic bigots, okay? Because that's basically what you bloody well are. Because you're more obsessed with other people's sexual practices than the fact that people are dying from disease, that we have a major war in Europe, that the economy is going on. And what do you do? You're worried about who loves who. I don't think you have a religion. I don't think you have a religion. I don't believe there is a God, the sort of God that you think there is. I don't believe any. I have to say all this rubbish about heaven and hell. I mean, honestly, you believe that? You think we're all going to go and die in a pit of boiling oil or something? And if that was the case, why would you follow something as evil and nasty as this deity that wishes to be bowed down to, that wishes to be grovelled to? That's not very nice, is it?
James, listen, the facts of the matter are this. Depression is now a plague upon millions in the United Kingdom. We are an unhappy nation.
Because of people like you. Take a break. Oh, sorry, it's too early. Oh, I just, yeah, okay. Just that really frigging annoys me. You can believe anything you want, okay? But and the problem is that people now who believe this, that chap, I saw him on the TV being interviewed a few times, going on about how, in fact, Piers did a very good job on him, he couldn't stand, he couldn't say why, but if you're gay, I mean, God doesn't love you.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hurtful, isn't it? God loves everyone.
Yeah, but
on one hand they say that, and then the other hand they tell you you're going to burn in hell. Make your mind up.
He loves you. You can be gay, but you can't actually have a loving relationship.
Yeah, I mean, he says he'll love you, but you're going to burn in hell.
Yeah. Gary in Milton Keynes. Gary, you're on the air.
Yes, hello. Hi, James. How are you?
Good.
I appreciate what you're both saying about a lot of things. I tell you.
Thank you.
And people don't have the balls to say the right thing.
That's right.
And I was an ex-transport police officer at Waterloo Railway Station with Eurostar, right?
All right.
I'll tell you something.
He used to be there.
They used to round up people in France and send them on the Eurostar to England.
I know.
Everybody was sent here, and we didn't have the guts to send them back where they came from.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Gary.
We need more transport police like that.
Oh yes, lots. Yeah. Actually, we haven't talked about that, have we? The weather's been good. Lots of people have been coming over in rubber boats. Nobody talked about that on the leadership debate.
No, it's true. Isn't it?
Nobody
Well, they're
talked
scared,
about
aren't they? Scared.
And what about this grooming gang? We're gonna talk about it next week, although I'm not here next Friday. We might do it on.
In Telford.
Yeah.
Well, they're all over the country, weren't they? I mean, they still are.
Yeah, but this one in Telford, the police seem to have known all about it.
Well, they did in all these places.
Did nothing about it. In
That's
fact,
the same-
only now,
Same in all the places.
because the media has brought it to everybody's attention,
Yeah.
are they actually going to do something about it?
Well, they're still pussyfooting around anyway, aren't they? Calling them grooming gangs. They're rape gangs.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
call them grooming gangs
Yeah.
to make it all
Yeah.
scared to say what it is.
But I don't think you can use that word on the air.
Well, that is what they're doing.
No, pussy.
Yeah. But I mean, they're raping children.
Yeah, they
It
need.
needs to be said. Grooming gang.
But apparently, predominantly they are from the British Pakistanis, and that is apparently I mean that's what the news is, and the police are too frigging scared in case they get called racist.
Well,
so
that's
yeah.
what happened with the Manchester bomber. The guy, he was flagged up, and they said, "Oh, I didn't want to go up to him and challenge him because I thought it might come across as racist." And you know what happened there?
Yeah, if somebody's doing something bad, you stop them. We need in this country more stop and search. A lot of people get upset about it. If you don't like it, find a country where they don't stop and search you.
Well, this was even beyond that. They knew what was going on. They know what's going on, and they allow it to happen. These children, innocent children, and
disgusting,
letting it happen to them, and they're accessories to it.
I mean, how many times have you been stopped and searched?
Well, not for a while.
Well, no, because we haven't been out together. He does enjoy it. He likes to get patted down, but we must take a
I
break.
encourage it.
I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer. This is Talk TV. I think my most memorable and proudest moment in journalism of all these years is actually being on air during the lockdowns, even when I had COVID myself. Over the last 2 years, getting people to tell their stories, not just about people who lost loved ones to COVID, but people who lost their fundamental freedoms, their children's schooling, their mental health, their physical health, their businesses, and giving people the chance to tell their stories about how it affected them.
Very good morning to you. Welcome back to the James Whale Show with Ash tonight. Apparently, a Labour MP called Naz Shah, you know, apparently she put out a tweet saying that those girls shouldn't be listened to, something like that up in Telford, in the interests and for the good of diversity. Well, yeah, I know, I can't believe that. Just been sent to me. Labour MP and key Corbyn ally shares Twitter message telling Rotherham victims to shut their mouths for good. What a stupid... How did somebody like that
Well,
go?
So if you're a victim of crime, you should just keep your mouth shut, is what you're saying.
In the interest of diversity, yes, of course.
Well, we should get her on the show and give her a right to reply. If you really said that, she should quit and leave the witch.
Chucky, Naz Shah, next week on the show, we should get her on.
What's Keir Starmer going to do about
I don't know. Harry Aldridge, who's 16, sent me this very good. Hi, Harry. He said, I'm 16. I'd love the opportunity to vote and determine my future. We need a balanced political education in schools, giving young people the resources to understand each party and what it stands for.
Harold, you don't know your own
must let young people make a decision. I agree, Harry.
No.
And I think what we need to do, first of all, is get rid of some of the left-wing teachers in this country who seem to think it's acceptable to push.
The thing is, when you're 25, Harold, you'll realise how foolish and innocent you were at 16 and how you should never have had known.
Yeah, and Harry, you're talking sense here, but he says natural factors such as orbital cycles and sunspots may lead to more radiation reaching the Earth from the sea.
Where have you learned that from?
However, increased greenhouse gases as a result of human factors like agriculture and fossil fuels means that more heat remains in the atmosphere. So
No, you listen to Bella Emberg too much. That is true.
Who's Bella Emberg?
She's that woman that comes on. That used to be a kid and now goes on about green issues. You know, Glastonbury.
That's not Bella Emberg.
You know, when you're 16, no one gets about 16, and we all agree when we get to 25, we're right not to.
Let's take a couple more calls. Alan is in Ipswich. Alan, good morning.
Hello, James.
Radio presenter. All right, Alan.
No,
I hope you're well.
Have you done your interview with Alan?
No, get him off. Every bloody programme he's on, trying to promote himself as some sort of...
He's very good.
Douglas in Glasgow.
Hi, my friend. It's a great pleasure just to hear your voice and your acting.
And yours as well, Douglas. And yours as
And
well.
it's good to have that wee journalism, radialism, and just looking for everything.
Good, good. What can we do for you, Douglas?
Pardon?
Thanks, Douglas. Andy's in Essex. Andy, you're on the air.
Oh, good morning, James. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of yours. I bought your book years ago, Almost a Celebrity. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
He's still got 50,000 copies in his garage.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan, and I'm slightly dismayed at how mean you are to me.
Good. Well, don't be dismayed. Just suck it up.
Accept it.
Margaret in Glasgow. Margaret, you're on the air.
All right, Matt.
Hi, James.
Hi, Margaret. What can we do for you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
James?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can't hear me.
We can hear you.
Oh, if you can. James, I think you're fab. But apart to that, what do you think you're the shit that's happened? Oh, Mal.
A shit? No, I don't think I'm a shit. Are you under some sort of medication, Margaret? Is
Is this
there a
Nicola
problem?
Sturgeon that's called in?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Nicholas Sturgeon.
You're not allowed to call him at the time.
Gary and Milton Keynes, you're on the air. Gary.
Right. The trouble is, when I was a police officer, I served in the top.
Thank you. Mohammed's in Dorset. Mohammed, you're on the air. Good morning.
Oh, hello, James. How you doing, mate?
Good. Better to hear your voice.
Cool. Okay. Right, I've got three things I need to just ask you, please, if you could, don't mind.
Let's do it.
Okay. About the sun, it's getting closer to the Earth.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that one, please?
It's getting hotter.
Well, obviously, okay. Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to get anywhere with you today.
No, I mean, the sun apparently is getting closer to the Earth, and we're getting closer to the sun.
That's what it's about. The next one is about how did the dinosaur really get wiped out? Was it because of a meteorite, or was it because
They're not wiped out, they became the birds.
Well, maybe. Okay, then. Okay, one more then. You know your red button there? It's Scotland. When are you going to blow them up?
Yeah, it's got the Scotland flag on it,
I
hasn't
don't
it?
want to blow anybody up. Don't be
It's got the
ridiculous.
Scotland flag on it, the buzzer. Hasn't
No, that's an X Factor.
it? Saltaire.
That's
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
right.
that's
It just looked like you're not wired up to Scotland yet.
That's true, actually.
no, it's okay. Just get funny calls from Scotland tonight.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, it's
good
fine.
evening.
Thank you.
And I,
Yeah, thank you very much. Richard's in Hartlepool. Richard, you're on the air.
Oh, Richard.
Oh, not Richard.
Hi, James. Hey,
I knew
Well,
if we,
well, Trevor Richard.
I knew if we went through the calls fast enough, we might find somebody.
We'll
who
get
knew.
to Richard in
Yeah,
yeah, you found it.
yeah, right. Go on.
I want to say, and it sounds flippant, and I don't mean it to be, but I want you, James, and Ash to go for Prime Minister.
No, that's not flippant at
No,
all.
that's a very sensible.
Yeah, I don't think we've had such a sense. Chancellor?
Yeah,
No, not Chancellor. He can't be Chancellor.
is that like the Deputy Prime Minister if he's Chancellor?
No.
Secretary.
It puts him in charge of everybody's money.
The purse strings.
Oh, right, yeah.
It is sort of the number two, though. Yeah, it is sort of.
Well, James, but James, that's why you don't want Ash in charge of that.
No, you do
No,
not.
so I'll be Prime Minister and James can be in charge of the purse strings.
He'll be in charge of the money, yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, that's a good idea. As Lady W could sort that out. Yeah. Okay, well, just, would you make
Are you
sure...
drunk again, Richard? Is that
Oh, Rich.
Richard? You're drunk again.
And, I've got to run.
Drunk.
I've got to run. Lots of love.
Hi, Polly's in Telford. Hello, Polly.
Hello, guys. Very quick one because I know you're running out of time.
We are.
Facts. Yeah, let's have some facts and figures about the Great Global Warming swindle, shall we? I've been
Hang on, Polly.
What?
Did you say let's have some sex?
Yeah, let's have some sex about the great swindle.
Some facts. Sorry.
Oh, some facts.
Some facts. Yeah, amateur astronomer, most of my adult life, and I'm 60 now. Right, sun isn't moving, sun isn't changing. Massive lump of gravity and magnitude not going anywhere. That's utter rubbish. Right, what is happening is planet Earth on its transit around the sun goes up and down and wobbles as it moves around the solar system. On top of that, when we're in the galaxy, we also go up and down. This explains all climate changes for the last 4.5 billion years. Now, I actually get incandescent with rage when people go on about the weather being a bit warmer. We were growing grapes along Hadrian's Wall when the Romans invaded. We had a 3-month drought of an estimated 40 to 50 degrees sunshine during the time of Henry VIII. Do you see where I'm going with this? I get really angry about it.
I can tell. And can I say, you are the best caller I've had for years about
You should call him more often.
No, I'm not kidding. It is time that a national broadcaster took on the great global warming swindle. You will be representing the ordinary people who are being conned by this rubbish. And trust me, there are at least 28 Nobel Prize winning scientists alive today who will start coming out of the woodwork and backing this.
And they get shut down, don't they? Like David Bellamy got shut down.
Hang on. Polly, I'm going to get our producer to take your contact details. We've got them, actually. And we'll arrange for a chat with you sometime in the week. And maybe we can get you or maybe one of these scientists or a couple of you to come on the show and explain more about this. Because I agree totally with you. And I think the way it has been going is completely wrong.
You get cancelled. Any scientists that disagree with it get cancelled, like David Bellamy. You get cancelled.
It's time to stop cancelling people who have Nobel Prizes. And when you start really getting down to the nitty-gritty, Nottingham University's report, made up. They just admitted it. The Chatham House report, how much was coughed up to get the right results? It was about big bucks and doing the...
It's a tax ruse, isn't it? It's a tax ruse.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Polly, let's talk next week more about it earlier
Put the
on.
kettle on.
Behave yourself.
And you think I haven't heard that one? How many more do you think I know?
Polly, we'll talk again. Very interesting. Thank you very much indeed. Jerry in Fleetwood. Jerry, we finished. I'm sorry.
All right, okay.
I love Fleetwood though. It's got that market, hasn't it? Up near Blackpool.
It's got a fisherman's friend as well.
You always
Oh,
know that.
I like that. Thank you very much. But Jerry, hopefully we can chat next week.
Oh yeah, Fisherman's Friends is from there, the factory, the woman that started off Fisherman's Friends.
Do you ever suck a fisherman's friend?
I have done, but I haven't had those sweets. Look who's
What?
here, look.
It's Daryl.
It's Darryl, Elon, or Elon Musk, it's one or
Elon
two.
Musk, yeah. But why are you sitting so close to him now?
That's what I said, isn't it? Any excuse, frankly. Oh, we need you a bit close to Ash. A bit closer.
Yeah. See, he doesn't mind it. He doesn't make all performance about it like you do.
You've got a weird relationship with that sitting close to people, haven't you?
I know, yeah.
I don't like it like that. I mean, he
I
just,
like it like that.
he gets a bit funny as you get older.
He wanted me to nibble his ear
And he gets like that. You see what he just did then?
No, I missed that. What is it?
You do realise we get so much rubbish from all those anti-gay people. They'll really go mad. Well, no, I know. I mean, you know, if you're in France or somewhere like that, everybody kisses everybody. Yeah. But I mean, what's
What's going on? What's going on with your show tonight?
Chit chats from 1 through the night. We're going to talk about social media tonight. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, to the stab at that.
Yeah.
She's Duchess of Cornwall. She's done an interview in which she's described social media as a double-edged sword. So tonight we want to answer this question: What are the two edges of that double-edged sword of social media? You're pretty prolific on the old Twitter, aren't you?
Sometimes, if I'm a bit
Slanging
bored of
Bolton
sitting
off.
there. Bolton, yeah, well, Bolton needs to win. Bolton needs to
We had a Twitter spat.
What did you say about Bolton?
I don't think he did at all. In the same way that I put the Scottish Nationalists in their place this week. And I'm closing down the BBC for that appalling programme they did on the SAS.
Via Twitter.
Well, Twitter kicked
My
it.
tweet got more likes than yours. So,
I don't even look at the likes.
No,
I don't even
too big
care.
likes. Too big
I don't-
likes.
What I care about is how many thousand people retweeted it. I don't care about the likes. In fact, I don't care if you like me or not. Why would I worry after all this time?
Britain's really smart.
Yeah, Britain's really
Very
smart.
true.
We're going to bog off now, leave you in the hands of Daryl, who's a northerner and socialist. And we will be back, hopefully, maybe Thursday night. Do you fancy that or not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Keep it Talk TV. See you soon.
Join me, Ian Collins, every day on Talk TV, There is nothing we hate more than hypocrisy. discussing the big issues. Why was it so hard to establish the deputy leader was at a meeting with her colleagues? The callers Alan in Grimsby, Tracy in Burton on Trent. Dave, thank you very much. picking apart the big stuff. This simply does not wash. Look who's back under the spotlight.
Tudor. Hollywood A-lister Tom Cruise has made an appearance at the Royal International Air Tattoo in Gloucestershire. Visitors were amazed when the star turned up in his trademark aviator sunglasses. Tom Cruise, of course, is known for performing his own stunts in films like Top Gun and Mission Impossible. It's been reported Andrew Garfield will star as Sir Richard Branson in a new TV series. The 6-part series called Hot Air will tell the story of the billionaire businessman and his airline company. 38-year-old Garfield was recently nominated for his first Emmy for the crime drama Under the Banner of Heaven. And a new book has controversially claimed that the Queen said, "Thank goodness Meghan is not coming to the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral." Biographer Tom Bower's new book alleges the 96-year-old monarch said it to her trusted aides, who were unnamed. However, sources close to the Queen have questioned whether she would have anything other than Philip on her mind on that special day. That's your entertainment news on Talk TV. Now time for your weather. Trust us to take you there. Times Travel sponsors Talk TV weather. A warm and dry start to the day with bright or sunny spells in the south, cloudier in the north with outbreaks of rain and drizzle for some, though this will clear eastwards by midday, allowing for some sunny spells into the afternoon. Temperatures will rise through Sunday with an amber extreme heat warning in force for much of England and Wales. Trust us to take you there. Times Travel sponsors Talk TV weather.
Danny in Ipswich, you're on the air. Danny, good morning.
I'm sitting here with my little chihuahua dog on the sofa.
What a ridiculous thing to say. You don't talk nonsense. Get to the point. So you don't like Boris Johnson, right? Fine.
Hello there, good evening. I'm Daryl Morris. Welcome to Talk TV, live tonight as ever from the Talk Radio studio. Thank you to James and Ash. Some strong work there, boys. Hope you're all right, staying cool. We're taking to the early hours of Sunday morning. Lots and lots going on this weekend. And again, quite a few things we could discuss tonight around the Tory party leadership, and a couple of important lines from that. And I mean, it is important for all of it being the Tory psychodrama. That person will be the next Prime Minister. So when you hear, I guess, drips of bits of their past and things they've said and done, and trying to piece together who they are as people and characters and stuff, all of that does really matter. From page of quite a few of the papers this morning, talking about Penny Mordaunt and some of the stuff that perhaps she has previously believed, and big commitments that Rishi Sunak has been making about regulation and all that sort of stuff, and it can feel like just a cut and thrust of something that's going on in the background. But this person will be the next Prime Minister, and it really does matter. We'll come on to that a little bit later on tonight. After 2, we'll get across the front pages of the papers and have a look at what's going on. Tonight, though, I was wondering if we could have a bit of a break for a while from the Tory psychodrama, for a chat about probably one of these stories of our times, and the thing that really, really matters, actually. It really matters. And again, I think that we could do tonight a bit of a sort of state of the nation kind of snapshot of what we're thinking and what's really going on in the world. There was an interview this weekend with Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, to mark, I think, her 75th birthday. And she's talked a lot about her family, her life, and her relationship with her family and her grandkids and all that sort of stuff. But there was a bit of it that really stood out to me. But I think it's fertile ground for us to have a chat about tonight. And that was social media. She's talked about her relationship with social media and her family's relationship with social media, her grandchildren in particular, and their relationship with it. And the way that she described it, I mean, look, plenty of this is pretty predictable, right? As much as she was a bit frustrated by it and a bit worried about the effects it was having on her grandkids and all that sort of stuff. And well, I mean, you ask anybody on the street and they'll probably say, yeah, I'll use it a little bit, but I'm a little bit worried about what it's doing to my children, or
Mm. Mm.